What's up, guys? It's Victoria from Under Victoria's Spell, and I'm so excited for today's video. I'm going to be doing the end of the year book tag. I saw Tori from Novel Life do this last week, and I just had to hop on and do this tag. I thought it was super simple and super sweet, so I'm so excited to hop into these questions, and let's talk about some books for the end of the year. Okay, so I honestly have no plans for this video. I'm just going to read the questions, and the first thing that comes to my mind, I'm just going to answer it. So, question number one is, are there any books that you have started this year that you need to finish? And I'm a person who really finishes books if I start them or I'll DNF them. Or if it's a series, I like to continue on in the series like almost immediately after I start it. But I will say there is one book that I have started and I kind of have just put down so many times because I've been doing like a reading vlog or I've been listening to an audiobook, and that is Heartless by Elsie Silver. I'm like only like 9 or 10% into that book, and I have had it checked out for like a month in my library and I still have not finished it. So I would say that's one book that I really need to finish before the end of the year, because I know it's a lot of people's like 5 and even 6-star reads for the year. So I'm really enjoying it so far. It's kind of just like I've put it down so much. If you don't know what Heartless is by Elsie Silver, you've probably been living under a rock, but that's okay. It's a small town romance, a nanny romance, single dad romance, and angsty. So far, so good. Cannot wait to finish that one. Not book. Question number 2 is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? So I'm guessing that means like a fall book that helps me transition into the last few months of 2022. And I don't say like there's a specific book, but I definitely get in the mood to read, like especially starting in October, do the whole paranormal reads and spooky. And then for some reason this year, I even feel like Tori said this in her video, I've been in the mood for a lot of sports romances. I just did a sports romance vlog, and I don't know, I just feel like because football is such at the end of the year, that's what I really want to read. So sports romances, and this year I'm going to read Christmas romances. I've been looking on like Libby, Hoopla, and Kindle Unlimited for some Christmas reads. So I'm just excited to kind of get into the holiday spirit this year. Also, my hair is just sticking up. I have bangs and they're growing out, so when I put my hair up, yeah, sorry if that's annoying you. My hair is always a hot mess. But yeah, just no specific books, but I really do love some good sports romance, paranormal, and holiday season. I've never really read like a Thanksgiving themed book. I've never heard of like a book specifically for that, but if you do know one, please let me know, because I feel like that'd be so interesting. That's not something that people ever talk about. But yes, that's my answer to number 2. Number 3, is there any new releases you're still waiting for? I don't think there's any this year that are coming out. I was waiting for the last book in the Bonza Ta series, which already came out now that I'm filming this video. So that was one book I was really looking forward to. It Started With Us by Colleen Hoover was a book earlier this year that I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait until that comes out. And then when it came out, I had no interest to read it, and I know the reviews are not good on it whatsoever. So those were kind of the 2 only books I was really looking forward to. But next year I have several books that I'm looking for. But the number 1 book that I'm so excited for next year is the new Salacious Players Club book, which is Highest Bidder. I think that comes out in either February, March, or April. It's one of those 3 months. That's one I'm really excited for because I fell in love with Sarah Kate this year. So none that are out before the end of the year. But what is a book that you guys are waiting for? I love to hear what people are so excited to like for a book to come out, because I'm so bad with keeping up with new releases unless like I go specifically to the author's like Instagram or Goodreads profile. I'll never know when a book's coming out. I'm bad with keeping up with those. But question number 4 is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? I actually made a video with 10 books that I want to read before the end of the year, and I think I have checked a couple off of the list, which I'm proud of. But I will say that A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner is a book that I really am hoping to get to before the end of the year. I'm trying to think. Ivy by Willa Nash is another book that I'm really wanting to get to as well. And there's so many good books that I'm hoping to get to. Oh, I would love to get to Blindside by, is that Candy Steiner or QB Tyler? I would love to get to that one too. That's been on my list for a long time. There's so many books to choose from, but definitely like A Love Letter to Whiskey is like number 1. Like I really want to read that before the end of the year, and I still haven't picked it up because I'm scared it's going to emotionally damage me. Whenever I did my sports romance reading vlog and I read Long Shot by Candy Ryan, which I'll be talking about more in my mid-month wrap up, that book emotionally damaged me in more ways than I thought it would, but in a good way. Like it really was an amazing story. So I don't know if I'm ready to pick up A Love Letter to Whiskey yet, but I will eventually. And the 5th question is there a book you think that could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I mean, you cannot say no to this because you just never know if you've never read the book before, but there's always a possibility that a book could be like number 1. Right now, like I know the number 1 book that has just captured my heart this year, but I do think if I pick up A Love Letter to Whiskey, I think that would be the only one that could like blow me away. Or even Heartless by Elsie Silver, that could be another book that blows me away as well. So I'm not gonna say no, but I have not read one yet that's taken my number 1 spot for the year. And the last question is, there's only 6 questions, is have you already started making reading plans for next year? Yes, I have. I thought about doing a video like specifically for this, but my plans for next year is to set a higher reading goal. When I first started my Goodreads reading challenge this year, it was at 25 books. And then I moved it up to 50. And then now I've moved it up to 65. My reading goal plans for 2023 is 100 books. So I've already started planning that. I've started planning some videos that I want to make for next year. And I also really agree with what Tori said in her video about being more strict about her TBR. I really agree with that. I'm such a mood reader as well, so I think that maybe I need to be more structured in how I do my TBRs. Like exactly what Tori said. She said it so perfectly of how she just picks books that she thinks she wants to read, and I do the same thing. I feel like by the time the end of the month rolls around, I really need to pick my TBR of like, okay, what is really working for me this month, and kind of continue on in that, and then pick up more books along the way. But yeah, I've made some plans, not too much. I really love like watching other booktubers and Instagram, and like when I read books or anything like that really gives me the inspiration I need. So I kind of just do it as I am going along within my days and months and years. So, but yeah, that is all the questions that is on this end of the year book tag. It was so fun. Sorry if it was a little chaotic. I kind of just talk straight out of my head. I just switched from day shift to night shift, so my times are all messed up right now. And I mean, I picked night shift that I wanted to work, but it is definitely different. It's changed my filming schedule a little bit, so sorry if it's darker. I just woke up and I'm about to go to work for the night, but that's okay. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and please answer these questions below or take this tag and do it of your own and let me know what your YouTube channel is. And I will see you guys again on Friday with my mid-month wrap-up. Bye, guys.